This is just a video that I never really thought that I would have to make, but it has just gotten so out of control at this point that I really feel like something has to be said, and I want to prove that I'm not playing favorites and that I will call anybody out on whatever it might be just to keep people in check. And today that video just happens to be coming in the form of a problems I have with, and the band up for discussion, it's going to be problems I have with Green Day. Now, you guys know that they've been my favorites for a long time, but this has just really been building up in me, and especially after seeing them live for the very first time, I really found some things very problematic, very troubling, and it's something that I'm just going to go point by point just because I've broken it down. I don't want to oversimplify anything. I want to give examples as to exactly what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it. And I think this is mainly just going to be a stream of consciousness type video, me spewing on some thoughts and that sort of thing. I'm not even going to do any fancy transitions or anything like that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with my very first point. Now keep in mind, obviously these are going to be some very controversial points of view, some topics that you might not agree with 100%, but at the end of the day, we are all just human and we all have our opinions. So my very first point that I want to talk about today, and my very first problem that I have with Green Day, they've got too many albums. I mean, who has the time to sit down and listen to all of these albums? I mean, I like listening to bands that have like 2 or 3 records and like 10 songs each on them. I can sit on a little bit of a long car drive and just take it all in. With Green Day, I would have to drive to Miami to actually hear their entire discography. And that's not even counting the live albums and the B-sides and the rarities and the shenanigans, everything like that. What am I supposed to do? I can't listen to all of this music in one day. I don't have the time. If they just maybe discontinued some of their records, stopped selling them in stores, and remove them from Spotify and Apple Music, I think that would really help cut down on the amount of stress that I know myself and a lot of other music fans are feeling as a result of all of these albums just being out there. And it's just like you feel guilty. It's almost like they're pressuring us into listening to them. And I really don't feel like a band like Green Day should be holding it over our heads that, oh, we've got this many studio albums, we've got over 10 albums. It's just, I really don't see the point of having that much music out in the world readily available for people. There's always going to be people that just really go behind their backs and pirate things and are absolutely crazy and absolutely having all the free time in the world. But anyways, let's just go ahead and move on to my very second problem, which is the live performances. They are way too loud, and this has been something that I've been suspecting for a while now. I've seen a few rumor videos and just people talking about it on Twitter and that sort of thing, but after actually going to their concert, it was deafening, honestly, and I couldn't believe it. I never thought that Green Day would be one of those bands that just assaulted my ears like that with their loud drumming and guitars and just the amps and the sound system. I cannot believe the ridiculous volume that they played at. And it was just something that if I wanted that, I would turn my headphone volume all the way up if I wanted to really damage my hearing. But to actually go to a punk rock show and hear loud music like that, it was just something that honestly I was kind of taken back from. Just, I was there in the moment and I was trying to enjoy it, but I really struggled to, just knowing that I was damaging my ears in the process and everybody in the room. That was really the only thing that I was focusing on the entire evening. My third point, my third problem that I've seen with Green Day, and we're really getting into some more serious stuff here as the video continues. This is something that I didn't even originally want to put on here, but I've heard that the band, unfortunately, has quite the reputation for being really, really nice to, like, reporters and fans, and that is so not punk rock at all. I mean, punk rock is fuck you, kick you in the face, kick you while you're down, just shrug everyone off, go snort a line of coke, and just drink a shot of whiskey in the back of your tour bus. It's not, oh, hey, how are you doing? It's so great to sit here with you at this interview, and I'm genuinely actually, like, enjoying talking to you. That is not punk rock, and honestly, it just shows how much Green Day have gotten away from their true punk rock roots. I mean, I really don't think that Green Day, back when they were Sweet Children, if they ever saw themselves at where they are now, actually just bringing fans up on stage, being willing to take photos with them whenever they're seen in public, and just granting interviews to random people, it's honestly detestable at this point. Just sickening to see them being so courteous to people in general. I'm honestly, I don't even want to talk about this point anymore, just because it's something that you can clearly see gets me so fired up. My next problem that I have with Green Day, we only got a few more, but they're definitely some very topical ones. How many classic albums do you need under your belt? Do you really have to keep bragging at this point? Like, okay, you've changed the game multiple times in multiple different genres, punk rock operas, and just pop punk, bringing that into the mainstream. Do you really have to gloat anymore? Okay, we get it. Dookie, Nimrod, American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown. Then you put out a whole trilogy of albums and then come back with another huge statement with Revolution Radio. Really? You're, like I said, gloating at this point. Just stop holding it over all of these other bands' heads. Give them a chance. Give other people a chance to actually have a legendary career, instead of just hogging the spotlights all for yourself and just never giving other bands the spotlight. I've heard that Green Day are often just huge, avid supporters of playing solo shows, not wanting any support whatsoever. And this is just unbelievable the more I'm uncovering about this. It's just, I've heard from some very reputable sources over at Fox News and a couple of different Twitter accounts that I've seen posting like band rumors and that sort of thing, which are usually pretty reliable sources for things that I see going on in the scene. They've been accurate on the past 12 out of 27 concert lineups that were rumored and tours, so I can confidently say that these things are 100% true. The next problem that I have with Green Day, my next to last, is the fact that these guys don't seem to be aging, and frankly, it is scaring everyone at this point. I know seeing them live, was like, are you 25 or are you 45, Billy Joe Armstrong? What the fuck is going on here? I don't know if they have just been placed in some sort of advanced skin treatment process to make them look years younger than they actually are, if they're even human at all, or exactly what's going on. But Mike Dirnt and Billy Joe Armstrong especially really seem like they got in on the ground floor of some sort of experimental testing, and I really think that I need to say something, because nobody else really seems to be seriously talking about this as an actual issue that's going on in the community. So, just putting that out there, I would be really curious to know what you guys think about this if you haven't noticed it at all. And that brings me to my final point today, something that I really feel pretty strongly about, and it's something that I'm just so sick of seeing, and this is the fact that they are getting too much praise from music elitists. Just all of these people holding these bands like up in such high regard. It's like, jump off of your high horse. You've got your Radiohead and your Arcade Fire and your Green Day constantly praising them for being the saviors of music, talking about them in the most positive light possible on Reddit or Twitter or Instagram all the time, and it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if I have to see Consequence of Sound post another every Green Day song ranked from best to worst, except there's actually no worst type list or article ever again, I don't know what I'm going to throw my computer out the window, because I'm frankly sick of it. Everybody is shoving it down our throats. Fantano, all of these other critics on YouTube constantly just talking Green Day, Green Day, Green Day. Oh, another great album from Green Day. Another 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, or just theorizing on what they're going to do next or what their next masterpiece is going to be. I mean, just for them to put them in that light, I am honestly sick of it, and it makes me enjoy the band less. Guys, this was just my view on everything. I wanted to start off this brand new month just fresh, venting some thoughts and some ideas and just the way I feel about things in this day and age with Green Day. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys are having a good month so far, and that this video didn't bring you down too much, just laying out the hard truths out there for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe to my channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. And yeah, you can check out another Green Day video that I did, or another recent video, or you can support it on Patreon if you'd like to do that as well. There's a couple of annotations up on screen. I'm really sorry, guys. This video was just a tough, deep dive, but it's something that had to be said. Thanks for watching.